Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have another Warhammer 40k battle report for you today. We're playing the Relic. We're fighting over this icy wasteland for the Eldar construct in the center. 2,000 points, Necrons versus Tau Empire. The Necrons will be in this corner. We're playing Vanguard Strike, and the Tau will be in this corner. You've seen the table. We'll be right back with armies. First up, we have the Tau half. Josh is going to walk us down his army.
Okay, so my HQ and my Warlord is a battlesuit commander with drone controller and 2 marker drones. And he is rolling around with a squad of 5 marker drones to bring the number total up to 7. Then for my troops, I have 2 identical squads of 11 fire warriors, and they are mounted in a devilfish with smart missile pods and disruption pods. Then I have a 10-man breacher team with a Shazwi and a guardian drone. They are mounted in a devilfish with smart missile pods and a disruption pod. Then for heavy supports, I have a squadron of 3 hammerheads with sub-munitions on all of them and black sun filters, and a Skyray gunship with a black sun filter. Then for my elites, I have 3 stealth suits with a single fusion blaster, 3 crisis suits with 2 plasma rifles apiece, and a ghost keel with a twin-link fusion blaster and the Melta cannon on his arm. For my fast attacks, I have a squadron of 2 piranhas with fusion blasters and 8 pathfinders mounted in a devilfish with disruption pods and sensor spawns. Alright,
so that is the Tau half. Next up we have the Necrons in a Decurion Detachment. Lots of gray plastic. The Tau did catch me under construction today, so some of my kits are not quite finished, but they should be by our next game. So for my Overlord, I have a standard Overlord with a War Scythe and a Veil of Darkness. He rolled a Mortal Hubris for his Warlord trait, so he is re-rolling morale, pinning in fear along with everybody within 12 of him. His Reclamation Legion includes 2 squads of 10 Immortals with Gauss Blasters, 2 squads of 12 Warriors, and 1 squad of 13 Warriors. He has 9 Tomb Blades with Nebula Scopes and Shield Veins. They have a Judicator Battalion with them, with a squadron of 2 Stalkers with Heat Rays, and they have 2 groups of Praetorians, 5-man strong each with them, that are armed with the Rods of Covenant. And finally, we have a Deathbringer flight of 2 Doom Scythes. So you have seen the armies, and you have seen the table. We'll be right back once battle commences. Setup is complete. The Necrons won the roll, allowed the Tau to set up first. We have Fire Warriors here, along with the Breacher team. The Pathfinders have made their scout move here into the center. Piranhas rather, and the tanks across the back along with the Hammerhead, or the Commander and his guys. The Crisis team is deep striking, and the Stealth team has infiltrated there behind the building. Necrons deployed Warriors across the entire front, with the 2 Praetorian squads here in the back. The Commander with the 2nd group of Immortals there. Trarch Stalkers here, and the Tomb Blades there. The Flyers obviously in reserve. So the Tau elected to go first, barring a Necron seize, which we'll attempt now, and we do not with a 5. So the Tau will be going first, and we will be back following Tau turn 1. Tau turn 1 rolls to an end. General advance across the front. Hammerheads took marker lights here to ignore cover. Caused 7 wounds with Decurion. Still lost 5. Failed 5 of the 7. Got 2 rerolls on ones. Failed them as well. But they did hold their ground, so the rest of the Necron line is intact. Necron turn 1 coming up. Necron turn 1 rolls to an end. A general advance across the table. Bikes moved down here, rapid fired here, and did 1 damage point. Tried an 8-inch charge but failed. The gun drones were cut down by the Warriors here. So that is, oh, also, can't leave this out. All the infantry shot at this guy. He is down to 1 wound despite his 2+ cover save. So the Ghost Kill's not having a good initial outing. There's still a bug in the system somewhere. Praetorians attempted a charge needing a 12 but weren't quite able to get it with an 8. And failed the one down here with like a 3. So that is the end of turn 1. Tau response coming up. One quick note before the Tau take their turn. My opponent was gracious enough to let me back up here. My Judicator Battalion was supposed to reroll to wound this guy. These guys had 3 stabs in range, which they fired and destroyed the Ghost Kill and killed 1 of his drones. The other drone did pass his morale check and has already moved here as the Tau turn has started, but just something to note there as we continue. Turn 2 for the Tau has come to an end. Everything did a general advance, fired on the Warriors, who proved nigh on unkillable. The dumb ones apparently died last turn. Hammerheads did the same thing here again. Scattered here, hit 2 guys. They both made their cover saves. Ignored cover on this squad, dealt 5 wounds, killed 2 guys, and the rest of the fire did nothing. The Tomb Blades lost 2 men between the stealth suits, the piranhas, and the drones here, along with a couple of smart missiles and such. 2 of the Tomb Blades went down. They made a 10 on their morale, and they were just out of Immortal Hoover's range, so that would have sucked. But they did stick around, so the Necron army is remarkably intact still at this point, but the Fire Warriors and the Breachers have not committed. So Necron turn 2 coming up, and we will be back following that. A bloody turn 2 for the Necrons. Praetorians did make a charge here and destroyed this vehicle. Left the Fire Warriors from inside at ballistic skill 1. The Warriors here advanced and took the central objective, fired on this Devilfish to no effect. The Bikes advanced and hosed down the Pathfinders and killed all of them off. The Immortals continued to advance behind the Warriors. They killed 3 of the 4 gun drones here that detached from the Piranhas. 2 of the stealth team went down to these Warriors, but the 3rd one ran. He ran 16 inches, got over here, so he was out of range to be assaulted. The big hit of the turn, though, came from the Doomsides, who came in and destroyed 2 of the Hammerheads through Jink. The 3rd one was stunned by a hit from the Tesla. And between explosions and Tesla arcs, all of these guys except for 1 and the commander went down. So at that point, that is the end of Necron turn 2. The Blood Angels. The Tau response coming up. Tau turn 2 rolls to an end. Breacher squad deploys to the center in an attempt to threaten the objective. They and their Devilfish knocked down 5 of the Warriors there, but the Warriors passed their morale check. We lost 3 of the Bikes to the Piranhas, the Devilfish, and the Lone Gun Drone, who did kill 1 himself. 3 of the Tomb Blades went down, but they passed their morale check. Fire here from both squads of Fire Warriors. These snap firing, of course, fired into the Praetorians here, killed 2 of them. He did get a marker light hit on each flyer. He unleashed all 6 missiles on this one, scored 3 pins in a glance. All 3 pins bounced off the Jink. This one took a marker light then from the commander. He had a BS2 Hammerhead fire at it. I was a chicken and Jinked, took no damage, though he missed. So that is turn 2 in the books. The Necrons are still holding the relic at this moment. We will be back following Necron turn 3. Correction, once again, that was the top of 3. Necron turn 3 coming up for the bottom of the turn. Turn 3 is finished, and the tower are going to go ahead and call it there. The Necrons are escaping with the objective. It has been handed off to the Overlord here, so he's running for the hills with it. Everything advanced and cut down the Breacher teams here. The drone did survive, but the Warriors assaulted through and killed it in melee. Knocked this Devilfish down to 1 point in melee. The Tomb Blades moved here, fired on this squad and cut most of them down. The last of them fell back this way. Praetorians, 3 of them got locked in here and slaughtered all but 3 Fire Warriors who stuck and held their ground. The other squad moved here and destroyed the last Hammerhead. So, and the Flyers left the table. So at that point, he's going to go ahead and call it. We will have after action reviews and army lists at the blog as always. Give us a like and a subscribe. Like us on Facebook to see all of our content as it comes out. And as always, thanks for spending time with us today at the Maelstrom.